All right, welcome to my video everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about user testing. This is a place where you can provide feedback to real customers on their products. Customers typically conduct market research on their products to get objective and transparent feedback from consumers before releasing it out to the market. There are multiple usability testing platforms out there, some of which are Try My UI, Userlytics, Validately, Userfeel, and so on. But user testing by far is the most popular of them all. So this video will be focused on user testing. So since we have established that, let's move on to the nature of the feedback. So you can typically provide two types of feedback to the customers. The first would be providing recorded feedback using their proprietary screen recording software. So let's say you qualify for a test. Then you'll be prompted to install a software on your machine. So once you're done that, it would take you through the guided instructions on configuring your microphone and speaker using the software. And once you have set it all up, you'd be presented with a set of tasks to complete. So these tasks would require you to provide your initial impressions on the prototype and any suggestions you might have to enhance consumer experience. So once you're done with all that, the software would render your recording and upload it onto the servers, right? So this shouldn't take you more than 15 to 20 minutes of your time, for which you get rewarded $10. So this is the most standard feedback that customers invite their participants for. But there is another type of feedback which would be more personalized. And this is the one-on-one live conversation with the customer. So here it's branched out to a 30-minute live conversation or a 60-minute one. The 30-minute live conversation would pay you $30, while a 60-minute one would pay you $60. So here you could be invited, you could be scheduled across multiple devices. So you could be scheduled for a mobile interview on your Android or iOS device, or even on your non-mobile devices like your Windows or Mac machine. So let's say you've qualified for a live conversation with a customer. You would be then asked to provide your availability using their available time slots in their calendar. And right after you have selected the time slot, the customer would be intimated or would be notified with your request. So then they could choose to either confirm or reject your request. And once interview has been confirmed, it would appear at the top of your dashboard with all the interview details that you need. So here you could be talking to either the product owner or the UX designer, the business analyst, the solution architect, the marketing manager, or so on. So the people who would be conducting the interview with you could really be from a diverse team, right? So I think this is very interactive, and it is definitely an incentive to use this platform, because it would not only would you get an opportunity to network with various team resources, this is a great place to learn as well, and it's also an added incentive since you get paid for your feedback, and the business owners get valuable feedback from you as well. So now let's move down to how it works. So as you can see right here, it says you can see here and talk to your customers remotely as they're engaging with your products, apps, and messaging. So we just talked about all this, right? So it's been broken down into 4 categories. 1 is target, 2 engage, 3 is discover, 4 is share. So you can target your audience on the diverse user testing panel or connect with your own users, get feedback within hours. So the feedbacks are instant, right? Right after you're done with the feedback, the recorded feedback, it gets uploaded to the server within the next 15 minutes. So they are almost instant. And live conversation, it just happens live, right? And eventually, even that footage gets uploaded onto the server. So the feedback is instant. You could review the feedback. They would have access to the recordings, and then second is the engagement. Get self-guided videos of your customers interacting with your prototype, website, or apps to conduct live interviews. So here, this platform offers some really helpful resources or documentation to go through in order to give more context to the business owners as well as to the usability testers. So once you're ready to get started, there is some really helpful material for you to look through or to access, helpful material that you can access in order to get started. Then the third step would be discover. So here it says you can browse transcripts, stack themes, and review metrics to uncover insights about almost any experience. And the last would be building a shared understanding of your customers, create highlight reels, and share in your favorite collaboration tools. So I think it's an amazing platform to get started. If you're looking for options to earn passive income, I think this is a great place to do that, right? Now in the section below, they talk about, are your experiences customer centric? So here a lot of organizations believe the products that they build, the enterprise products that they build, are actually customer centric, but the consumers of the product do not necessarily think so. So the target audience, whatever products are being supplied to or being catered to the target audience, do not necessarily think the products are customer centric, right? It could be falling between the cracks, and this is where you come in. You would let the client know where they're going wrong with the product, what could be ways to enhance the product, right? And that way you would reduce the gap between what they provide, what the organizations provide, to what the consumers consume, right? So this gap is called empathy gap, as you can see here. So this platform, the user testing human insights platform, helps close that empathy gap, as they have rightly pointed out. Then in the section below, they also talk about scaling across all teams. So as we spoke earlier, there can be members of different teams actually conducting research using this platform. So it's not just limited to the designers or the product owners, but essentially even marketing executives, the marketing managers and executives, business analysts can also use it to conduct their market research. So it caters to a wider range of teams, right? So I think that is a great value incentive out here. And here are the list of proud partners. As you can see, there are some big names like Adobe, eBay, Facebook, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Expedia, DocuSign, and so on. So you can read through all of their resources as given below. If you want to go through the video series, you can always read. You can look through them. If you want to review the case studies, you're free to do so as well. So once you're ready to get started as a paid tester, what you do, let's say you're ready to make money as a paid tester, what you do is you go into the link where it says get paid to test, which would then bring you to this page where you can get started, right? So here at the very top, you see the top brands who want to hear from you, and right below that you'll see an input field where you simply enter your email address and you apply. It's as simple as that, right? So the first step to get started as a paid usability tester would be to sign up as a tester, right? So in order to do so, you simply enter your email address and apply, and then you would set up your account information. You'd set up your account, and then the second step would be to set up your demographic profile. So once you have your basic profile set up, your basic account information and your basic profile set up, then the second step would be to set up your demographic profile. And this is where you would include your employment status, your education status, and if you're employed, what's your annual income and your country of residence and so on, right? So based on these data points, you would be receiving targeted test surveys from customers. So based on your demographic profile, you'd be receiving targeted test surveys. So it's imperative that you do that. So right after you've set your demographic profile, set your basic account and your demographic profile, you would have to do a sample test. So this would be the qualifying test before you'd be authorized to take tests from customers. So here the sample test would be reviewed by the user testing panel, right? So they would review your sample test and then determine whether you're qualified to get paid as a usability tester. So once that is done, this you can take tests from customers and then get paid. So the breakdown is clearly described in here on how it works. starting with signing up as a paid tester and taking a sample test, then taking paid test from customers and then getting paid. You could get paid up to $60 per hour and $10 for every 20 minute, 15 to 20 minute test. So I think that is great, right? Make your voice heard, and you have some of the brands being mentioned here. And there are also key performance indicators on their performance from last year. So here they've mentioned about the total number of tests taken, the total payments made to participants in the year 2019, and the number of brands that have been influenced. So there have been over 3 million tests taken, over 1.2 million payments made to participants, right? They are just the volumes of transactions, right? Payment transactions, as well as over 35,000 brands influenced by this platform. And if you want to take it from, if you want to read the testers' testimonials, feel free to do so in the section below. So there you have it. You have the testers who have been using the platform for a while, and they share their experience of it as well. So I personally have been using this platform for around 6 months, and it has really been quite rewarding. In the coming videos, I'll be talking about my performance ever since I joined this platform, on the number of tests I've completed, and even I'll show you my earnings as well. So yeah, so once you're ready, you could simply join in by entering your email address, and that's it. And here is the frequently asked questions. So if you have any issues or any questions, typically those questions would be answered using these sections. They also have a virtual assistant right at the bottom, which is really cool because you can really ask any questions in here and they would direct you to the right resource. So like for instance, you can ask something about where to get started, right? And then the virtual assistant would produce the set of links. I mean, it uses artificial intelligence in order to filter out the resources based on the questions that you have. I think this is a really handy tool for you to consider as well. So they have a really cool virtual assistant in here, which would help filter the right content for you. So overall, I think it's a great platform. You must definitely try it out. I think it's a great place to get started to earn passive income. So if you found my video helpful, please do hit a like and feel free to share the video and subscribe to my channel. So stay tuned to my next video. Peace.